G'day and welcome to Disc Golf Down Under. It's Matt here and it's Gyropalooza 2023. It's taken a while for this one to get all the way around, all the way from Michigan across to Western Australia and then by mule post for another further week and a half across to Sydney, Australia. So let's see if there's any special goodness in the packs that MVP sent down under. Also, time-lapse. Finally got my hands on one of these and I'll give you my initial thoughts on that one as well. So let's get into it. Okay, so we've got our 2023 Gyropalooza box. Let's crack in and see what goodness we have. So these packs, everyone's got one by now, but they've been going for about 120 US dollars, and in Australia they've been retailing for about over 200 with the exchange rate and the added shipping and all that goes along with it. But let's see if it's worth it. So we get 11 discs and we're starting off with a R2 Eclipse Hex at 174 grams. So got a few hexes already, and I got the Lazotl, and this one will fit in nicely. I'll be looking forward to throwing that one. We've got the glow toaster here as well, so let's fire the glow toaster up and throw these in the bag and see how they look like with a bit of charging. Okay, so we've got the UV lights going in there. We'll just close that up, charge them up, and we'll see how they look in the dark later on. Moving along to the next one, R2 Eclipse Crave, and this one is 165 grams, so a light boy. Again, I love my Craves, got about 4 or 5 of them already, and this one, looking forward to throwing that one, so we'll chuck that in there to charge up as well. Okay, so next up, we've got a Eclipse R2 Envy at 173 grams, so very close to max weight. I love my Envies. One of the best putters ever, crank on them, and yeah, just fantastic. If you haven't got one, get an Envy. So into the glow toaster with that one. And moving along to the next one, we have the Eclipse Glitch. And the beauty about these Eclipse Glitches is that they're a bit heavier than the standard glitch. This one's 158 grams, and I'm very interested to see how these heavier glitches fly. Do they, have a bit more stability? So yeah, looking forward to that one. Let's throw that one in the glow toaster as well and charge him up. Moving along, and the last one that I'm also looking forward to throwing is the new James Conrad disc, the Detour. So this one is in the Neutron plastic, and it's 171 grams, so not quite max weight, but close to it. This sits in between the Hex and the Uplink, and I do love both of those discs. I'm not a very big forehand player, so I like to do my turnovers, and I think that's going to slot in very nicely. So looking forward to throwing the Detour, and we'll be doing some reviews of mid-ranges very shortly. Okay, so moving on to the next one, we've got a Streamline disc, and it's from the MVP Pro Shop, and it is the Echo. So 170 gram Echo. I've already got an Echo in the Neutron plastic, and I like it. It's very similar to the Hex. I will be looking at this as well in the future, but yeah, looking forward to seeing how that Cosmic Neutron one flies. Okay, next disc, sort of a plain grey Neutron disc, and this is a Watt, and it is 170 grams, so a bit of a lighter weight than ones that I usually got. I've got a 175 gram Watt. Actually really enjoying the Watt. At first I didn't really get it. Throwing it for a while, it's gone in the bag, and I love the Watt. So let's see how that one goes. Moving on next, we have a glow disc, and this looks like a max weight 178 gram Hex. So another Hex, and this one, I'm not sure if it's got both the plate and the rim glows, but that could be interesting. So let's pop that in the glow toaster as well and see how that charges up and how that one looks. Okay, next we've got an MVP Open. This one's also 173 grams, and it's an uplink. So this one's going to go well with the Detour. I've already got a few uplinks, but I do like throwing them. They've got that nice turn, but they're not too flippy, not like the Paradox. Not a big fan of the Paradox. So yeah, uplink. Okay, got 2 to go, and we've got a beefy boy. So we've got a 173 gram, seems to be a popular weight in this pack. Relativity, so the Relativity is a 14.5 speed. I've never thrown a 14.5 speed from MVP before. I've always sort of stopped at speed 13. So interesting to see how that one goes. It's supposed to be a bit flippy, so we'll try that out and see how that one goes. And then last but not least, we've got a very lightweight disc. We've got a 152 gram Fission Insanity. So I do love my Insanities as well. I've got a Proton and a Neutron. And yeah, I'm interested to see how that is going to behave in a very lightweight fission plastic. I imagine it's going to be very flippy, but we'll try it out and see. Okay, so let's now talk time-lapse. So along with my Gyropalooza box, I ordered one of the special edition time-lapses. Managed to pick up one of the blue ones, and this one's 173 grams. So most of the runs have been between 170 to 175, and most of them have been around max weight. So I have had a few throws with this already, but out of the box, I looked at it, and this is a Speed 12 disc. And if you've watched my videos, you know that I'm a huge fan of the Octane, and immediately just looking at this, it looks very Octane-esque. So I pulled it out. My Octane is very domey compared to the time-lapse. I do know there are some time-lapses that have dome, and of course the Octane is not always as domey as this one. This one is quite beefy compared to most Octanes. And also, this is a 13 speed, 12 speed, and then also the Defy. The Defy is an 11 speed with very similar numbers, 5 glide, -1 turn, 3 fade, so almost the same numbers. Also feels and looks very similar. But yes, I love Octane. So feel in the hand, it is a little bit shallower, the time-lapse, and I actually probably prefer the feel. Feels very good for forehand. And so I took these discs down to have a bit of a throw in the park this afternoon, and actually found that time-lapse is following very similar lines to the Octane. But the Octane was probably bombing it out there, and I was getting 5 to 6 meters, or about 15 to 20 feet further on my Octane throws. So that's my initial impressions, but of course this is a seasoned disc, and this is a brand new one. So I'm hoping that this will beat in nicely. At the moment it's very slick and shiny, and the rim plastic's very interesting. It's sort of got a bit of a rubbery feel to it. But yeah, I really like the feel in the hand. It's shallower, feels good for forehands, and I think after a bit of beating in, this thing is going to become very much similar like an Octane. So stay tuned, we'll do a review of the time-lapse probably in a month or two once we've beaten this thing in and got the true flight out of it. Okay, now before we finish up, let's just check out the glow toaster and see how the glow discs are doing. So starting off with the Hex, which I thought was going to be glow all over, but looks like it's the total Eclipse one. The flight plate's got no real glow to it all. Rim's glowing nicely in the green. Next up, we've got the Hex, and that one has lost its glow very rapidly. It didn't really stay charged at all, so I'm not sure if that one's a defective one or not, but yep, not much glow in that. The Envy got a nice green glowing flight plate there. That one's holding its charge nicely and looks very nice. Let's see how that one flies at night. We've got our Crave, very similar to the Envy there, but you can see the colours already the glow's faded out of that one already. Crave looks very similar, and it's discharging before our eyes. And then finally, the Glitch. So this one, the flight plate is a nice glow, very strong. This one will be a great one for night golf. So yeah, that's our glow discs. But thanks for joining us for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Gyropalooza 2023 finally makes it down under, and also my initial thoughts on the time-lapse. So we'll check back in a couple of months with the time lapse, and I'll give you a full review then. But thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.